Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Life to the Max. I'm Mike Max. And on tonight's show, there's nothing like going out on a brisk fall day for a good hunt. That's part of what Bob Lange does, but only a small part of the big hunting picture. There is something so crisp, so invigorating, so fun hunting pheasants on a 35-degree day with no wind, 4 black labs, and oh yeah, some birds in the air. Bob Lange knows all about the outdoors.
We're having too much fun to have somebody break through the ice.
He owns this land, and being out here is therapeutic. It must have started with just a love for hunting, huh?
Well, no question about it. I mean, we have a fair amount of land. We've done an awful lot of conservation type stuff here, and you can see here, nice grass, good birds.
See, Bob grew up on his own to an extent, lived by himself his final 2 years at Sleepy Eye High School. You played 4 sports and had a full-time job and went to school?
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Another good day.
Yeah.
How'd you balance it?
I've learned throughout my life that if you work twice as many hours as everybody else, you can get 3 times as much done.
On this day, it's a time away from work and a time to shoot and not shoot the wily ringneck. See, Bob has acquired this land and many more acres by living the American dream. He started an insurance company after an accident.
I was 21 years old. Back, if you remember when the town of Tracy blew away with the tornado?
Yeah.
We were doing some construction work up there helping rebuild the town. And I got blown off the roof. I was carrying a sheet of plywood, and I broke a vertebrae in my lower back. And so I decided at that point maybe I had to do something that was a little easier to do.
So you got out of construction and into insurance?
Yeah.
On this day, one of his young associates is with us. He's watched this dream of Bob's played out.
I would say energy mixed with a slight dose of maybe a little ADD. Some of the most successful people I know have a touch of that.
You see, Bob's done pretty well in his professional life. In fact, this is his yard, and this is his own personal miniature golf course. And if you look over here, that's a little bit of a tiki hunt. The reason that's significant is that Bob has this other love for the great outdoors in a much different continent, in a much different place. His house has a separate wing dedicated to his big game hunting, including a Kodiak bear.
This is the only truly, I believe, dangerous game animal in North America. This guy, if he wants to take you apart,
It's over.
He weighs 3 times as much as a very, very big African lion.
But that's not the only game he's hunted. See, Bob has a fondness for another part of the world. He fell in love with Africa when some of his farm help from there gave him an invite.
I hired a couple of guys through an exchange program from South Africa, and when they left, they said, you should come over and go hunting. I said, maybe we'll do that. So we made plans to go in 2002. So all of this has been created, for the most part, since 2002.
Each animal he's harvested, he has mounted, turning it into his private museum, but one that he opens to elementary schools.
We try to get 3rd and 4th graders here.
And each animal has a story, like the Cape Buffalo.
This bull's a bit younger, okay? You can tell because he's more smooth here, yet he's not as busted up.
Yeah.
You'd be way more likely to get charged by this guy because he's just sick of somebody pushing him.
Before people question taking the big animals, there is a bigger picture here. In Africa, there's an economic need, and the hunters that come there provide the engine. They do not keep the beat. It goes to the people of the villages, and the people take care of the hunters because of it.
I don't take taking a life lightly, but at the same time, I also understand the sort of obligation that I have to hunt, to spend money in these countries, to allow for these animals to still continue to be alive.
He's turned it into a family affair. He's taken 3 granddaughters on hunting trips there. Each one came back with the same appreciation for the country and for Grandpa. What was it like to go over to Africa with your grandpa?
It was exciting. It's not anything like you've ever seen. It was really sad when you have to go back.
Really? So it was that much fun, huh?
It was.
And each one of the 3 had success in the field. What was it like when you came back to school and told your friends about it?
Something to brag about.
Did they believe you?
No.
They seem to have grown in appreciating how this whole thing works, giving back to the people of Africa in their own way and spending time with Gramps.
He's like really down to earth and professional and really like, I don't know, nice.
The family has opened itself to a part of the world it did not understand, did not know existed. The animals, the culture, the people. And they're so appreciative because they get the meat.
They get the meat, and from little girls all the way up to 80-year-old women.
So they're sitting there rooting for you guys to be successful.
Yes, they are. They treat you very well. Each trip provides different memories. There was the elephant Bob took when it charged him.
He charged me. I shot him from 14 paces in full charge.
So his shooter be...
So it's shoot him in the brain or you're done.
See, the system in some parts gets a little skewed. Too many, even elephants, can be a bad thing.
Back in the day, when Teddy Roosevelt went in 1909, there were about 2 million total elephants on the African continent. Now there's many, many countries with no elephant. And then you have countries like Botswana, who now has 2.5 times what they ever had in the heyday.
So it gets hazardous.
So there's just too many.
But this is more about a man that has educated himself about a land far away. Educating himself has actually been his whole life. Constantly looking for a challenge and learning what works is work. He just gets up every day and just wants a challenge and wants to get after it, huh?
You bet. He likes a challenge. There's nothing he can't do, and he's always going to go get what he's after.
With that, he's learned that life is short. So you best find the things you love to do. And to be pursuing a passion like hunting while you give back to the economy is something that gives him, in his own way, an inner peace.
For most African countries, the largest source of income is your and my tax dollars. The countries that have any sort of sustained income really get it from safari hunting. Tanzania's largest foreign source of income is safari hunting. At one time estimated about 3 years ago at $50 million a year.
That's Bob's latest mission, and this man is always on a mission, which is what gives his life meaning, that he has something to get up each day and pursue. And maybe that's the greatest gift he's given himself.
He's always looking for the next challenge, whether it's at work or in his hunting career, and he seems to succeed at whatever he's trying to do.